kanyang ipinost, asked them about their position on political dynasties and what is the intent of the 1987 Constitution on this.
It is clear that the Constitution intended to ban political dynasties, but as Coco said, you have to define what is a political dynasty, what are the prohibited positions and the like. In short, I am against political dynasties, and any form of law that is presented, I will support. In fact, I may even sponsor it. So that's my short and long answer to it.
Follow up on that, on political dynasty. Sinabi kanina ni Senator Coco, there are three major stumbling blocks. Pero ang pinaka-critical doon sa sagot niya is how high the position. What's your take on this, Senator? How high?
Well, I don't think that it should go as low as barangay kagawats or town councilors. It should be really limited to major positions like president, vice president, senator, congressman, governor, and city mayor.
Morning.
The Senate lately has been doing a lot of investigation on various scams. What do you think is the biggest scam investigated by the Senate, and what legislations have been introduced to prevent similar scams?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there were several big scams. And to me, my personal take on this, since it affects our agricultural sector, our farmers and fishermen, is the fertilizer fund scam, which consisted of 2.8 billion pesos in 2004. And as to what was the result of the investigation, that we wanted to see to it that the sources of the requirement come from the farmers themselves and cooperatives, not from top down. Because we feel that if there are a lot of layers that are handling the funds, from the President, the Secretary of Agriculture, the regional directors, and then the governors, mayors, and congressmen, maraming mga take dyan, usually, I'm not saying all the time. So the shorter the distribution, the better. And we were recommending vouchers, so that the farmers can use this voucher for each one based on a list of real farmers, fishermen, corn, rice, whatever, high value. They should use these vouchers for food, for agriculture, for inputs, farm inputs, for seeds, and even for basic things as basic education. But up to now, the fertilizer fund scam is still stuck in this Ligan Bayan after almost 8 years.
Senator, maganda po yung inyong panukala. Talagang dapat sa ibaba ng gagaling. Yung idea kung saan nga ba dapat dugulin ang budget. Yan, lalo-lalo na ng Department of Agriculture. Bilang Senador po, paano po ba niyo masisiguro na sa proseso niyo sa legislature, paano mapapalahok ng mas ibayo pa yung maliliit at yung mga talagang dapat makinabang sa budget sa inyong sariling deliberasyon tungkol sa mga budget ng mga agent natin?
Alam niyo, Dr. Rapito, I always believe na meron tayong mga champion, meron tayong mga champion farmers, champion fishermen. Alam nila yung tinatawag na best practice, technology, modern management, etc. Yan ay ma-identify natin. So kung tayo meron na corn growing area sa Isabela, kailangan meron tayong mga champion dyan. At magiging tayo ng integrated post-harvest center. Para yung mga maliit na farmers, doon sila mag-feed ng kanilang raw materials. At doon mag-process, higher value added. Pero yung integrator na yun, meron silang malawak na farm. I believe in scale farming. Kasi kung maliliit, hindi kaya na ma-feed yung mga factories for export and for local consumption. So kailangan merong management, merong strategic approach at makita ko ng demand at anong klaseng seeds. Kasi there are so many kinds of corn, let's say. May sweet corn, gusto natin yan. So strategy, management, productivity, effectiveness, and efficiency.
Lumabas sa pag-aaral ng Asia Development Bank 2005, isa sa 7 kadahilanan ng kahirapan sa Pilipinas ay dahil sa pagkakaroon ng kapansanan ng Pilipino. Sa 2011 report ng World Bank, 1 bilyon na may kapansanan sa mundo. At sa Pilipinas, 15 milyong may kapansanan. 80% walang trabaho, 98% di nag-aaral. Kung kayo po ay mahilig ulit bilang senador, ano ang gagawin ng strategic policy para maiangat ang buhay ng taong may kapansanan ng Pilipino?
Magandang tanong po yan. Sa loob po ng 1 year and 8 months ko bilang senador, actually meron na akong co-author, sponsor at naging batas na bill na nakakatulong po sa persons with disabilities. Pero this has something to do with election kasi electoral reform yung committee ko. So ito po'y bagong batas, kapipirma lamang ni President Aquino mga 1 month ago. Ito yung accessibility in polling precincts law. We are thinking outside of the box. Ang presinto po sa Pilipinas ay geographic ang paggawa niyan. Pero outside of the box thinking ito, hindi na to geographic. Meron na tayong, inauthorize natin ang COMELEC to create special precincts for persons with disabilities and senior citizens na gustong sumali sa special precinct na yon. And this precinct will be located near the entrance of the voting center on the ground floor with assistive devices and assistors. So at least to make the right to vote, to influence policy more convenient and more accessible to persons with disabilities. Now, para po sa overall welfare naman po ng ating persons with disabilities, dapat po tutukan talaga sila. Meron dapat laser-like focus on the problems of persons with disabilities. So, since I have a math background, di lang po naman ako abogado, I'm also a mathematician, pero scholar din po ako sa Ateneo de Manila, sa LSTB. Hindi ako takot sa numero. Kaya gusto kong paglaruan ang taxation natin. How to use taxation, the taxation system, as an incentive. Gamitin natin ngayon yun to help, let's use the taxation system to give incentives to companies, to employers in hiring persons with disabilities. Paglaruan po natin yan. Kanina, yung mga deductibility, tax deductibility. So, and then, of course, scholarships. I'm a great believer in scholarships. So, meron dapat tayong scholarships iba-ibang klase for the brightest students. We should also have scholarships for deserving students. They may not be the brightest, but they are in need and they're willing to sacrifice for their education. So ganun din siguro, we'll have a special program, scholarship program for persons with disabilities.
Senator, kung scholarship ang pag-uusapan, napakarami ng klase ng scholarship, and I'm sure you'll agree with that. Ang tanong dito, yung kasunod noon, dugsong noon, employment dito sa mga sektor na sinasabi niyo. May plano po ba kayo dito?
Yun na nga, paglalaroan natin yung taxation as not as the power to destroy, but as the power to give incentives for employers to hire these persons with disabilities. Pero kulang lang kasi ako sa oras eh. Pag ako'y ma-re-elect talaga, tututukan ko yung scholarship program natin eh. Let's strengthen math and science scholarship. Palakasin din natin yung aking idea. For example, yung tanong kanina sa UP. Well, sayang. Ubusan tayo ng time. Pero dapat yung can afford magbayad.